What's up, gaming heroes? Welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. This one's going to be a doozy, guys. So it's been a while since I've made an awesome Garrison guide, and I've got that need to scratch that itch. Well, welcome in, my fellow gaming heroes. Today's video is about how you can level a whole army of ALTS from level 10 to 50 in a efficient, fast, and easy way. For people that hate questing, this is the guide for you. I've personally used this method myself to level between 20 and 40 characters. I'm not quite sure the exact number, and I'm working currently on a second account with full Garrison armies in there as well. This strategy works insanely well. A lot of people ask me on stream, how have you got so many of these characters? All I ever say is I just level them up. I enjoy leveling, but I haven't really ever gone into detail about some of the leveling strategies that I use. I've known about this leveling strategy for years, but I've always been more of a fan of like speed running basically characters from level 10 to 50 in just one session, like, you know, 3 or 4 hours. Just leveling hardcore as fast as possible. 4.5 hours was my fastest runtime from 10 to 50 in one session. But this way is actually technically quicker in terms of /played. Overall, it takes longer because, you know, you're not actively playing that character every single day. It's more of you're just logging in to do some ad hoc stuff. So I'm going to go through this whole strategy of how we use, you know, the Garrison to level up, you know, about 20 characters. If anyone asks me, I would say do this with about 20 characters. You can do it with less or you can do it more. It's entirely up to you. I like 20. It's a nice, you know, even round number for everyone to use, and it's a good, decent amount of characters as well. The purpose of doing this is so that once you've got all these characters set up, you can actually go straight into Garrison gold making with these characters and make an absolute metric buttload of gold. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Remember to smash the like button if you found this video at all helpful, and click subscribe. Please do keep in mind that everything in this video I have a written guide on that is available for any of my patrons. I currently have 29 patrons and I massively appreciate every single one. I spent roughly around 9 hours writing this guide for my patrons, and I have a whole load of guides for them specifically, but in this video we'll cover everything from that guide as well. Thanks for all the support so far. Let's get into the video. Alright, so as you can see, you know, I've got an absolute load of characters here. You know, some are level 60, some are level 50, but for the most part, because I hate the leveling process from 50 to 60, I just kind of focus on leveling from 10 to 50 right now, and I'm working on a guide from level 50 to 60. Just right now, it's not that fun. I do have a guide coming up that I'm going to write myself on how to level from 50 to 60 in an efficient way, but this is my level 10 to 50 guide right here. I like to level up in unique ways. Playing the game, you know, through, I find the gameplay isn't as fun to repeat anymore with the current state of World of Warcraft, so I like to do it the more creative ways, and that's what I typically stick to. Now, as you can see, I've got, you know, a bunch of characters here, and I've also got like a Horde, you know, Garrison army as well that I've started working on recently. I'd say I only started working on this about a week and a half ago in terms of getting the Garrison set up, but, you know, they are doing well. For myself, a lot of the time I can't really log into my characters more than once a day, which, you know, it is what it is. But the most ideal way to do this is really to log in multiple times per day per character so you can, you know, do your XP missions. But right now, what I'm doing is basically showing you a speed run of me taking a fresh level 10 character from Alliance, and we have a Horde version of this as well in this video. So we're going to do Alliance first, then Horde second. And all it's doing is showing you exactly how I take a Alliance character and get it set up to a Garrison as quickly as possible. So for anyone that missed it, I created a Dark Iron Dwarf, which is an allied race. It starts at level 10. I create a mage, and I spoke to Chromie. I put myself on the Iron Horde campaign, which is the Warlords of Draenor campaign. I ran to the mage district, spoke to the mage, the war mage who teleported me to the Badlands. I'm going to be skipping the questline in this video, but typically I would do this questline if I've got the time because it's great XP. If you don't have the time, then you know, skip the questline. And to skip the questline, all you have to do, the starter campaign, basically, when I say quest line. To skip the starter campaign, you have to abandon your quest to speak to Khadgar before you go through the portal. Then just go through the portal and it skips straight to the beach, which is really, really useful and saves you around 25 to 30 minutes of, RP questing. It does get you like 4 levels, that starting campaign. So if you do have time to do it, do it. But if you don't have time and you just want to speed run straight to the garrison and that's all you want to do, that's fine. It took me 14 minutes 30 seconds to do it on the Alliance. For the Horde, it actually took me longer. Yeah, it took me 16 minutes to do it on Horde. But that's, it is what it is. I think it's because as Horde, you have to kind of run further for some of the quests. And, at a low level, that really does have an impact. I do have a couple tips later in the video on how you can speed up, doing this. So make sure you watch the entire video. If you do miss any of this video, you could miss some actually really valuable tips for how to do this in a faster way. So please do not just skip ahead. I don't want you to miss something and then have to ask in the comment section when it's already in the video. So by this point, as you can see, I'm just completing the quest. They're really, really basic quests. And it's as easy as just speaking to them and building the garrison. So at this point, I've actually built the garrison and I've grabbed 2 quests. You have to do these 2 quests because it allows you to build a barracks. You have to build a barracks in order to get your first follower. When you get your first follower, that's when you can start getting more followers so that you can do XP missions. Now, before anyone asks in the comment section below, you don't need many followers to basically do this strategy at all. You can only have ever 3 XP missions spawn at one time. Well, I think it's that because that's all I've ever been able to like max, have. At any one time is 3 XP missions. Usually it's about 1 to 2 that spawn, but 3 is the max, and so you don't need very many followers to do that. Okay, so as you can see, I was literally just killing everything. I got a bit unlucky because as I was going along, there was a Death Knight doing the same quests as me, just a little bit ahead of me. So I just had to deal with that and just follow it in their wake. At this point, you can either use your Garrison Hearthstone and Hearthstone back, or you can just run back to your Garrison and hand in these quests. After we've handed in these quests, the very basic quests, we will get a new quest, which will basically send us to get Qiyana Moonshadow. And Qiyana Moonshadow is, so yeah, there we go. We got a barracks blueprint. We got to learn the blueprint, and then we build the barracks. Brilliant. Now we're going to get the quest to speak to Qiyana Moonshadow. Qiyana is being attacked by wolves. We've got to save her from being attacked by wolves. So simply kill the wolves and then speak to Qiyana. I hope that's how you pronounce the name. Qiyana, there you go. And then Hearthstone back to your garrison and speak. There we go. Perfect. That's it. That's how easy it is. So that's literally all I did right there, was just complete it. Hand in the quest to Qiyana. She becomes your follower, and then click on the garrison mission table. Send Qiyana on her first mission. When she's done her first mission, that will give you a second follower as a result of that successful mission. And then you will get a quest which will send you to Stormshield Ashran. And later in the video, I'll give you a tip about why you want to follow that quest and do that. Same with the Horde. Now, this is the Horde one. I think I went as a Volpera mage. And guys, please bear in mind, I'm not a Horde player typically, so I'm still really new to like the Horde quest zones. I know them to a point, but I'm not as comfortable and confident as a pro Horde player. I've been Alliance for the entirety of my gaming history of World of Warcraft. So experiencing this, I've just did my very best for this video. Again, abandon the quest to speak to Khadgar before you go through the Dark Portal. It skips the entire start of the quest campaign if you want to do that. And then simply go up to Durotan, speak to him, and then run up the hill all the way up to the checkpoint where you will get your first 2 quests. They're exactly the same as the Alliance quests. Kill 8 Gorgons or something like that. Grunlings, that's it, Grunlings. And then cut 8 trees. Super easy. And then once we've done that, we're going to be killing the boss mob in that area, which is super easy to do. It looks like it's got a load of health, but don't worry, you get a ton of help from some NPC elite things. And yeah, you just blast that down, and then you'll basically go and create your garrison. So that's what we're going to do in just a sec. So we're looking for some more Grunlings. They're kind of awkward to see as a Horde, I've noticed, because all the trees fall down and they block the cover I think Blizzard were trying to troll us. So this is killing the boss. He's obviously elite. He looks like he's got tons of health, but it's okay. Do not fear. All right, brilliant. So now we need to go click on the spyglass, which creates the garrison. I skip, you know, the scenario. There you go, brilliant. Now we're gonna focus on you know, those 2 quests to build the barracks. So to build the barracks, we have to go out, collect a bunch of salvage, and then we also have to kill, yeah, I believe it's 8 of these ogres, and then 1 of the, you know, boss ogres. I do something in this this little video here, which is where I go up this tower, and at the top of the tower, there is a secret treasure chest, and the treasure chest will give you garrison resources. This is actually quite helpful if you want to build a garrison level 2 relatively quickly. I jumped over to this cliff here, and I used slow fall at the same time. And I did that because there's another secret little garrison cache up here at the top of this tower as well. And I like to get that one as well because just it gives you extra XP, and it gives you additional garrison resources, which is very useful for building your garrison level 2 a little bit quicker without having to do a bunch of missions to get it all. It's just in general, I find it really, really useful to do that. All right, then we're just going to kill, you know, the boss for the quest, and then hit that Hearthstone back. There we go. Off we go. We're back. Hand in the quests. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now we're going to build the barracks. This is super easy to do. Barracks is getting built. There we go. Drag and drop that bad boy in there. Brilliant. And now we're going to finish off building that barracks. Now we're going to get the first follower quest. So now we have to go and save the first follower. I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head, but he's basically being strung up by some of these like golem-looking creatures is the best way to describe it. We've got to save him, then head back to the garrison. Unfortunately, we can't use the garrison Hearthstone, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And at this point, I would politely like to remind you to hit the like button and pretend I didn't say that. Cool. Okay, excellent. And there we go. Send him on his first mission, and that is done. First mission done. So that was literally all I did was run back to the garrison. Accept him as a follower, complete that quest, then sent him on his very first mission. So now I'm going to show you all of, you know, my alts that are needing to be basically leveled, because when you get to level 50, the XP missions no longer spawn or proc for you, so you just literally can do this from level 10 to 50. Anything past level 50, it doesn't work, nothing works at all. So at this point, I've skipped all the loading screens so that you guys don't have to sit here and wait for ages. This technique is so quick that the longest part of this technique is the loading screens of logging out and logging in. It's quite crazy. All I'm doing here is, and bear in mind, I'm using an add-on called Master Plan and then Master Plan A. There are 2 add-ons, Master Plan and Master Plan A. You need these to basically make doing your garrison missions that much quicker. It's really important to do that. You basically send your characters on these missions, and if you're struggling at all, say you haven't procced any XP missions, what I always suggest is send your followers on the lowest time mission. So, you know, if the success chance is, you know, above 50%, and it says like you've got a choice between a mission that's going to take 6 hours and a mission that's only going to take 1 hour, send them on the mission that's going to take 1 hour. Even though, you know, the success chance might be slightly lower, just send them on that one, because you have a higher chance of a new XP mission being basically procced. And if you log in like once an hour or once every 2 hours, you can basically keep recycling these XP missions. And, you know, I've had on one character 6 of these XP missions done in one day. And that was just from logging in once an hour for 6 hours. Literally, just when, you know, when I go work in the garden, I come back upstairs an hour later, log back in, do my XP mission, off we go. And each time it gives you 2 bars of XP. That is insanity. That was 12 bars of XP, and it took me less than 30 seconds of game time to get each of those done. This is taking me less than 30 seconds each time I do this. I just log in, done, log out, next character, log in, done, next character, done. It's that easy. And with the Master Plan add-on, you can actually select missions as your priority and non-priority. So if you've got a mission like, you know, where it's giving you armor and you don't want to see that mission anymore, or if there's a mission that's giving you just random stuff that you don't want, you just right-click that basically item on the right side, and it deprioritizes it and puts it all the way at the bottom, so you won't see that mission very quickly. And all you have to do is just right-click the percentages to automatically create that tentative party. And then to send them all on their tentative party when you've selected all your missions, they all just go off and do the mission basically. You can log back in an hour and do it. And as you can see, this is like super easy. I'm just literally logging onto new characters and selecting the missions, get it done. You get loads of Garrison resources. Now, if you do max out on resources, buy a trading post for your large slot. See 3 XP missions here. That's insane. Woo, yeah. If you get 10,000 Garrison resources, make sure you buy a trading post. And with your trading post, you can basically swap your Garrison resources for Warlord to Draenor trade goods. I do have all of this in my Garrison Gold Guide as well. I have an incredible Garrison Gold Guide over on my Patreon, but if you in general, you're just looking for general like free videos and stuff like that, I have loads and loads of free information in my videos. Everything that's already in my Patreon guide is on YouTube as well, okay? So make sure you go and check my Garrison playlist. I think I have like nearly 30 videos in that Garrison playlist, just covering the various ways of making gold with a Garrison. So if you are interested in that, you can go check that out for further information. This guide in particular is focused purely on leveling an alt army. I do cover obviously a couple little bits of gold making tips and tricks, but that's for the most part is what you're doing. Now, I do want to say at that level 35, go ahead and build your Lunar Fall in level 2. Okay, so for the Lunar Fall in, you can't build that until level 35. At level 35, go and build your Lunar Fall in. It's so important to build. Just for the gold making side of things, it doesn't matter so much the leveling side of things, because you don't really need many followers to do the leveling strategy at all. A lot of people say, oh, but you know, Rosie, you need loads of followers to get this, but you really don't. Like 4 followers is good enough to do this leveling strategy, just because the amount of XP missions that proc doesn't usually exceed anything else. It is obviously going to help you if you've got extra followers, but just because you've got a higher chance of having the diverse skill set to handle certain missions. But overall, it doesn't really matter too much. It's just getting in there, getting the XP missions done, and easy peasy lemon squeezy. So you just saw some of my characters, like this Aerodine is on my actual second account, and that's my second Garrison alt army as well, which is why I've got so many characters I'm leveling at once using this strategy. It's just honestly a fantastic way of doing it. Now, I am going to show you something really quickly here. This character is one that I just did fresh for this video. You know, I hand in the quest, sending Quiana on her first mission. She just gets sent on her first mission. Off she pops. Bye-bye. And then we get a new quest from the Garrison commander next to us at that table, who sends us to Stormshield Ashran. It's really important you take that quest and you go to Stormshield Ashran. The reason for that is over at Stormshield Ashran, by completing 2 quests, you get given a rare to epic follower, depending on your luck on that day. You actually get a follower who will help you with your Garrison missions, and at a low level, like level 12 or 13, getting an extra follower is so useful, so go ahead and make sure you do that. So we got that quest, we're going to go over to the inn, and it's the exact same for, Horde, it's done the exact same way. Just head over to the inn, hand in that quest, get another quest to speak to 3 people, boom, set your Hearthstone to Stormshield Ashran. So you've got your normal Garrison Hearthstone, which is obviously set to your Garrison. Then you've got your Hearthstone, which is set to Stormshield if you ever need to come back here. Now, there is a super secret tip in a second that I'm going to show you, but we'll talk about it in a sec. Then obviously speak to each of the people for the quest that you need to speak to. This is just basically Blizzard hand-holding you, trying to show you where all the various things are around, Stormshield Ashran, back for when Warlord of Draenor was, a serious game. But right now, it's obviously just a previous expansion with a bunch of like old and somewhat pointless, systems, as Blizzard always like to create random systems and then not really update them to keep them relevant. It is what it is. I'm making use of some of those systems right now. All right, so that's it. We speak to that, and then we head back to the inn. This is going to be so easy. When you hand in that quest, he will give you a new quest to go speak to Delvar over in the kind of like middle of Stormshield. Delvar is going to be your new follower, and you can get him as an epic follower. You can get him as a rare blue follower, basically. And it doesn't really matter so much, but you just get an extra ability if he's epic, which is kind of epic. Mind the pun. Now, this is the super secret tip. Make sure you learn archaeology. Archaeology, Erosium. Why would you learn archaeology? Ah, I'm so glad you asked, random person in the comments section. Learn archaeology, every single archaeology, because you have to learn every single one to get to Warlord of Draenor for some silly reason. It is what it is. There you go. You got your follower. Now we're going to learn archaeology. Boom. This is going to be because by learning archaeology, you effectively get new missions on your Garrison mission table. So whilst you're leveling up your character, you can also make gold with your character at the same time. This is going to allow you to fund your future Garrison gold strategy as and when we get to that point, which is honestly so gosh darn useful. It costs a lot to set up your Garrison gold setup as a whole. It costs a lot of gold to do that. So having this set up from the get-go whilst you're leveling these characters, your whole army is going to allow you to earn a lot more gold as an overall, which is exactly what we really want to do. Now, it is worth noting that not only do you want to pick up archaeology, if you want to learn other things like the Garrison gold strategy, I always tell people to learn inscription. Inscription is a great one to pick up. If you do pick up inscription, it will basically allow the Garrison rush orders to basically start appearing in your mission table as well. If you do want to pick up any additional professions, it will obviously help you later on, but you do have your Hearthstone set to Stormshield, so if you ever do need to pick up any more, professions, you can easily go back and do that. For now, though, we're just going to pick up archaeology and simply start sending off our guys on these missions. So I'm just flying back right now, and we will have a look at this table, and you'll see that by simply learning archaeology, I immediately get a Garrison mission. Now, some of the archaeology missions can basically give you a treasure map. These treasure maps, if you learn them, I tell you now, do not learn them, okay? When I say learn them, they are an item they give you, this treasure map is. And if you right-click it, it basically, gives you a secret treasure spot on, on your map for some of the areas in Warlord of Draenor. Don't do that. Just sell the map to a vendor. If you learn that treasure map, that mission will not proc again for you. I promise you that. So what you need to do is just sell it to a vendor. Selling it to a vendor will make you 100 gold. Do not lose out on that awesome little trick. This is the other awesome bit, is you get fragments. Fragments are archaeology fragments, and you can use these when you've got, like, I can't remember how many it was. I think it might be 50, but it might be 150 actually. But when you've learned basically archaeology and you've got 150 fragments, you can solve these riddles for archaeology and then take them, basically solved crate type things, back to Ashran, Stormshield Ashran, and swap those for rewards. These can give you pets, mounts, all various types of goods, and it's so awesome to do. I definitely suggest doing that. Just in general, it's a really intelligent decision to do that. And it was the kind of like bird guy next to the archaeology trainer that will sell you basically those solved crates, which have a chance of giving you various things. And this here right now is the treasure map worth 100 gold. And I just wanted to show you on one of my characters, I had the treasure map available there. So there you go. There you have it, guys. This strategy is so easy to do. It's as easy as logging into each character once an hour, once every 2 hours, and just grabbing your missions, sending them off on the missions. A lot of people might say, oh, this is boring. Well, sometimes efficiency is boring. However, it gets the job done. And if you have like 20 to 50 characters that you're leveling all at once, would you prefer to sit there and hardcore try and play each of these characters day in, day out, just trying to get them up to level 50? Or would you like to do it in a passive way that makes you more XP for your time spent? I mean, I think even a speedrunner would say if you can get, 4 to 6 bars of XP with 30 seconds work, that's then you're winning, really. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button, click subscribe, and, obviously, there are certain extra bits I haven't included in this video that are more relevant to the Garrison Gold Guide, but as this was purely focused on the leveling side of things, I just focused on that. If you want to check out any of that gold making, strategies and stuff like that, check out my Garrison guides and my Garrison playlist over on my my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe for future content like this. And if you want to get a more detailed version of this guide, go ahead and check me out on Patreon. The link is in the description. I made sure to work on these guides, and I even got some of my fellow gold making YouTubers to check out the guide and just go over it and give me their thoughts, feedback, and advice on how to improve it and make it the best way I possibly could. So thanks everyone who watched this video. I will see you next time. This is Erosium out.